Hello everyone, I am Dr. Aparna, Chief Neonatologist at KIMS Cuddles, Hyderabad. Today, in this video, we are going to discuss about neonatal transport. You may be wondering what is the need for neonatal transport. We have to understand that not all facilities may be equipped to take care of all levels of care that a baby may require. Sometimes the baby may deliver at a facility which is capable of delivering oxygen support or nasal CPAP or high flow oxygen, but it is possible that the baby may be more sick and may require ventilation or a special gas called as inhaled nitric oxide, or sometimes even higher support such as ECMO. The other reason sometimes babies may require transport is because of the need for multiple specialists such as cardiologists or nephrologists or pediatric surgical specialists who may be required to provide their expertise in the care of the baby. Usually, your doctor, your healthcare provider will speak to the family about the need for transport, about the disease that the baby is suspected to have, the kind of treatment that the baby may require, and about the distance between the hospital where the baby is currently getting treatment and the referral center, and the facilities which will be available during transport as well as at the center to which the baby is being sent to. This will all be explained to you, and a written consent is generally taken from the family before transport is undertaken. The family first needs to understand the condition that the baby is having, the need for transport, and will be of course required to give a consent or permission for transporting the baby from one center to the other. The referring hospital will generally give the name of the hospital to which the baby is being moved to, the name of the physicians there, the kind of facility and the kind of treatment that will be provided to the baby, the directions to go, etc., etc. The family will of course get a chance to see the baby both before transport and during the transport process. We at KIMS Cuddles are routinely undertaking neonatal transports. The transport team includes a team of trained doctors who are all qualified pediatric doctors when we are dealing with neonatal transports particularly, and a trained team of paramedical staff which includes nurses, support staff, attenders and drivers. Usually, in case of long distance transports, there would be more than one team member in each of these different departments in order to assist seamless transport. The baby will continue to receive the same level of care that the baby receives in a neonatal intensive care unit, which is the reason why transport ambulances are sometimes called NICU on wheels. The baby will be kept in a thermo-neutral environment or in a warm environment in a transport incubator, which envelops the baby with a warm layer of gases, and the temperature of the baby will be continuously monitored. The baby will also be having intravenous lines or if necessary central lines through which intravenous infusions, intravenous drugs such as antibiotics and other medications, IV glucose solutions and other life-saving medications like medications for the heart are continued during the transport. This is facilitated by special devices called as syringe pumps. The baby will also be provided continuous breathing support based on the baby's clinical condition in the form of oxygen or nasal CPAP or high flow nasal cannula support, or if the baby is very sick, may also require ventilation. This is provided by means of the mobile oxygen cylinders, CPAP devices and transport ventilators. The vital signs of the baby will be continuously monitored by using special saturation monitors and multipara monitors, which will continuously display the baby's heart rate, oxygen saturation levels, breathing rate and the ECG pattern. A transport ambulance is also called as NICU on wheels. Essentially, it must have a transport incubator to keep the baby warm, and this incubator will have to be fitted over a mobile trolley which can be loaded into the ambulance and unloaded as and when required. The transport ambulance must also have syringe pumps to titrate and give intravenous fluids, intravenous drugs in infusions which are based on precisely calculated drug rates. The transport ambulance must also have gas source in the form of oxygen and sometimes air, which may also be required to deliver precise concentration of oxygen. Very importantly, breathing devices in the form of CPAP or transport ventilator must be available in every ambulance, and we may also require special suction devices to remove secretions or sometimes blood from critical parts of the baby's body in order to facilitate safe and effective transport. We at KIMS Cuddles are equipped with a NICU on wheels or a transport ambulance which is equipped with all these devices: a transport incubator with a trolley, a transport ventilator, CPAP device, oxygen source, suction device, syringe pumps and a multipara monitor with probes in order to facilitate safe and effective transport. The last but not the least consideration of any family would be whether you can accompany the baby during transport. This is absolutely possible. One family member may be allowed to accompany the baby and to touch the baby, or sometimes it may even be possible to provide skin-to-skin contact to the baby during transport. Being with the baby during this stressful phase may be a very important source of solace and confidence to the family. Thank you.